Just sounds, man. Like I leave the house and I hear like this weird bell, you know, I'll hear like a church bell or something. I'm like, yo, I could sample that. And then I'll hear construction workers being like, boom, boom. Like, yo, that's the kick drum. And I just hear crazy sounds and it inspires me to make music. At first it was just listening to old records, like 70s records, and I would hear little loops that I like to use. But then as technology got so good that you could just really record anything outdoors, anywhere, and turn anything into music, like it doesn't take much for me to get inspired now. It's just like I'll hear a little ding or a click, or I'll hear people arguing on the train. Like I eavesdrop on conversations on the train sometimes and record the audio, and then I'll like try to scratch it. I used to rock out to So What You Want by the Beastie Boys with my sister. She would be like, yo, this is good music. This is like, and she taught me how to kind of like bob my head. She didn't really teach me about hip hop, but she like was real into it at one point, and she kind of passed it on to me through that song. And I actually remember really liking the music video. It wasn't just the song. It was like the music video. I think they had this like low angle, kind of empowering shot. And I was like, yo, I like the way this looks and feels. And now it's crazy because I do music video type of stuff now. And it's like that, looking back, that was probably the first thing that inspired me to really do it, you know? Samples, like hearing sounds that make me want to make a beat out of them. I feel so like young and just like, oh, I can't wait to, I'm so excited about life. Like just earlier today, I was in Philly filming a flute player, and I haven't been home yet, so I haven't even had a chance to go through the samples and make the beat yet. But like, I can't wait. I feel like a kid who's got like a toy at home. Like, yo, I can't wait to go and play with this new toy. I didn't even want to come tonight. I'm on Sirius satellite radio, a guest on an important show I'm honored to be on, and I'm like, I would rather go home and play with this new toy I got. So samples make me feel like that. Well, the music industry's dead, so trying to make a living is the biggest challenge. But there are new ways, you know, you can still squeeze, squeeze water out of a rock or something like that. I squeeze water out of a rock regularly. And also making really fresh hip hop without using music that originally belonged to someone else. Like I was using a lot of samples, and I still do use samples, but I'd like to be able to prove that I can do it without anyone else's hand in it. So trying to make ill, traditional, authentic 90s style, classic, boom bap, whatever the word is for it, the hip hop that we like, trying to make that without using samples, that's one of the biggest challenges. I think I look at music from a different perspective. I do stuff like what other people do. I take the drums and go boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, you know what I mean? I get rappers who rap about the same type of stuff, but I think we do it in a different way. Like the way I go find the samples, the way I am there with the rappers as the songs come together, and the input that I have, and I like to oversee everything. Not that I'm like bossy and stuff, but I like to be like part of the whole entire process. So some producers might just be beat makers. I'm like a video producer, executive producer, I guess you could say, a music producer, a DJ, a vocal coach. I write lyrics. Like I wear a lot of hats, and I think that sets me apart. I was trying to do something that's never been done before. I mean, everyone's made music videos, everyone's made songs. There are tons of street musicians, but when you combine the three, like making songs, sampling street musicians, and then putting it together in like a documentary style music video, like it hasn't been done. So that really is what made me want to make it something big, because, I like, I wouldn't say generic hip hop at all, but traditional, authentic, fundamental. I heard someone call it fundamental hip hop, and I make fundamental hip hop, and that's kind of been done. But we do it in a completely new way. I go and get the sounds, like literally outside. I go meet homeless people, crazy people, some normal people, but some of them are nuts. And I like make beats with them. And most people just don't do it like that. They just don't. I want to make a whole album of it. I want to produce the first hip hop album that was recorded entirely outdoors, or primarily recorded outdoors. And a couple of the it was really just supposed to be a couple little things, but a couple of the first episodes were so good that I'm like, yo, we got to keep making these, and give me enough so I can do a whole album. And eventually there's going to be a Live from the Streets album / DVD where you can listen to all the songs that I made, and actually expanded versions of the songs. So I'm getting MCs on all the beats. And then there'll be a DVD with it, so you can watch kind of the documentaries we made and the creative process. I think I'm a better person from it, but I've definitely become a better producer, because sometimes I don't have that much to work with. Like I'll just have a little 6-second good clip, and then the subway arrives and the recording is ruined, or someone will start yelling in the background. So I have to like take little pieces that aren't that good and make them good. So yeah, Live from the Streets made me way better as a producer. I hope they think my songs were good, but honestly, I'd like to be remembered as a good person. I do a lot, like I try to help people, all the musicians that we feature on Live from the Streets, like I go visit them and we give them money, like not, a lot of money, but we give them money like more than they would get if they were just out there playing. And I plan on keeping everyone included as far as publishing goes and like royalties. So if one of these songs does take off, maybe one of these street musicians, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get anyone off the street, but I might be able to help them like eat a little bit better, or have a nicer guitar or something like that. Like I always feel like if after an episode we go see this dude and he's got a busted ass guitar with only 5 strings, supposed to have 6, whatever, and then the episode's a success and I can go bring him like his dream guitar and it's like, look what you earned. And I just imagine it would be the best day of his life. And I want to help people, so hopefully people remember me for wanting to help people. But I'm working with Malik B from The Roots a lot, and he's tight. He's like still can rhyme his ass off, and he never really did anything like solo. And we're gonna show people how nice he is. Everyone's like, oh, that's like the third guy from The Roots. Like he is good enough to have a solo career, and we're gonna do that.